Alright, welcome to Chapter 6, where we're going to explore some of the geoprocessing tools and capabilities that are available in ArcGIS. The major geoprocessing tools that are available in ArcGIS are under the Geoprocessing menu here. Buffer, Clip, Intersect, Union, Merge, Dissolve. Others can be found in the Arc toolbox under the Data Management tools. As well as the analysis tools. Lots and lots of tools that some of which you'll never need. So we'll stick with the basic tools for this chapter. We're going to start with figuring out how to limit your viewable area to just the data you're interested in. I've loaded up here a couple of layers for Salt Lake County. We have some parcels with land use type as well as the statewide census tracts. So if we zoom to the full extent of the census tracts, we see we've got a lot of data to work with that we really don't care about. We really are only interested in what's going on in downtown Salt Lake City. And you can see that by having all of this data in our map at the same time really slows down how quickly everything draws and redraws and refreshes. So I'm going to show you how to limit your data to just the area you're interested in. So let's go back to downtown Salt Lake City. So I've zoomed in here to Salt Lake City. You can see my census tract boundaries here run down the roads, and we can see the individual parcels. There's a couple ways to do this. The easiest way is to use your select tool to select the area that you're interested in. So we've selected all of our parcels for this area. So we're going to right click here on our layer in the table of contents, and we're going to go to Data, Export Data, and that may have been off the screen. I apologize. But you get a dialog box like this that asks you what you want to export, what coordinate system, and where you want to put it. So we will put this in, we'll go here to a test folder that we're going to create, and we're going to give it a name. So we're going to call this SLC parcels. And we'll save that, and then we'll hit OK. And it will just take those selected features and create them as a new layer. It's going to ask if we want to add that. We'll say sure, and it will bring that in, and you'll be able to see that it indeed has brought in those selected parcels. Now we can turn off these others, and we're only going to be using this subset of the parcels. All of the attribute data came over with it, so everything that was in that original data set came with it. So we just have a subset of parcels that we're going to be using. Now we're going to symbolize this with the land use, generalized land use, so that we can kind of differentiate between where these parcels are. And I'm going to clean up these colors because it drives me crazy to have them in the wrong color scheme. So we have our colors here for our three different land use types. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have some I'd like to create 3 polygons of one polygon for each land use type. And the tool you would use for that is Dissolve. So we're going to go to the Geoprocessing menu and select Dissolve. Now, a nice thing about these tools is over here you have a help menu, or a help pane, so that you can, regardless wherever you put your cursor in the tool, it tells you what you need to be putting in that. So we're going to select the SLC parcels, and we're going to tell it where we're going to save it. So we'll put it back here in our test test folder. We're going to call it land use polys dot shape. Okay, and we're going to dissolve that by our generalized land use. So you select the field that you want to fields that you want to use as your unique category to dissolve these by. Okay, so those are all of the required features or inputs. These others are all optional. So we hit OK. It'll go through, and you'll see the little dissolve tool running down here. And okay, looks like it's about finished. And thinking. Alright, there we go. So now we have, if we open up our attribute table, now you can see we have 3 polygons: commercial, other, residential. And we can go in here and we can identify what they are. And so that one, so you notice it highlighted. So that is another, that's the other parcel. So you can see how those, you can use the select tool so you can see where the extent of that is. So we have another one here, that's our commercial. So that's a good way of generalizing your data, so you're not using as many features. So if you can generalize that. So now it's your turn. Play around with some of the geoprocessing tools, experiment with them, work on a copy of your data. That way, if you mess up the original, you have the original, or if you mess up the copy, you have the original to go back to, and to go through the tutorials on playing with the geoprocessing tools. And as always, have fun with it. And if you have any issues, let me know.